Canis. Adaptive Canis. This is a 7 versus 7 battle. We're going to have ourselves Team 1 at the top here and Team 2 down the bottom. Then we do our usual sorting in this section, and we'll have an introduction to the players. I'm just going to call it a weird glitch, and yep, no ideas. Okie dokie. First things first though, team number 1 all the way up here in the far left hand corner in the yellow colour. As Cybran, we have White Rose getting busy with his land factory down there. In front of him we have Libers. Libers is here as Aeon in a lovely lavender colour. Behind Libers we have a light blue Seraphim player by the name of Space Cat. In front of Space Cat, down here in the burgundy colour, as another Aeon, it is Moresco. Behind Moresco, we go to Cyan, and this time it's a UEF player. And why are you building a PGen when you have a Hydro right there, person? You are doing strange things, but this is Eris 200, and interestingly, he's starting with that instead of mass extractors. Strange decision. So as an opening build, you can do, if you have a Hydro, you can do an air factory, 3 mass extractors, and the Hydro on your opening balance, and you'll be alright. Anyway, 6th player for team number 1, all the way over here, it is Irikaki. Irikaki is purple, Irikaki is Cybran, and the last player for team number 1, all the way on the far right hand side in the green colour, it is Pat Manny, and he has gone UEF. Let's have an introduction of team number 2, all the way down here, bottom right hand corner, zoom right in on this guy. Hello, how you doing? Big old chunky guy in the white. It is Mr. Legend. It's like legend, but you can't pronounce your L's, and he is UEF anyway. Up in front of him in the deep blue colour, it is Chizza. Yeah, I'm just going to pronounce the X's now because it's so much easier. It's Chizza. He is Seraphim in the blue, and behind him, walking his way through his friend's base, is Foodman Steve. He's in the combat green, he's Aeon, and he should have an air factory. Yes, he does have an air factory back there. In front of him, over here, red colour, we are looking at Mr. Jimjack J. He is Cybran red and stomping his way towards the front as well over there. Say hello to that guy. Behind the Jimjack, we have another Cybran. This time it is Comrade Benno. Now, Comrade Benno is another Cybran player. Flicking over to the far western reaches for this team number 1, yet another Cybran player. This time it is Caliber, and he is in the combat green, walking away towards the front somewhere. In fact, he's walking all the way over this direction. And finally, for team number 2, far left hand side, bright pink, it is Lord Fella, and he is Seraphim looking at some spam by the appearance. He has 2 factories going down and the 3rd one planned. It looks like another land factory, I think, judging from the how these ones look. Land, and land. And there we have it. So give ourselves an average rating of 1029 to 1071, slightly in favour of team number 2. Got ourselves a 91% balance, and it is a solid average Joe matchup. We'll see how these guys are going to get on with each other. The spam has started. We're getting some tanks on the way. Alright, now speaking of things moving around, we switch back over to here and we see got a couple of moles going for a bit of a scouting expedition, which is basically all they can do because, hey, it's a mole. It has like no combat capability. It's just radar. They have cloaking. What they don't have is stealth, and cloaking is produced against Commander anyway, because Commander has Omni. But yeah, they have cloaking but not stealth. If you had a radar up, you could see that thing. I'm hearing some fighting going on, and we swing back over to the far left hand side. We see a poor hapless engineer who is all by his lonesome. The question is, can the Selenians take it out before it takes them out? Or the answer is going to be yes, because the engineer was trying to finish the mass extractor, which does not happen. Maybe had a chance to turn around and get the reclaim order going, but no dice there. This Selenian's going to have a terrible time in a second. Blap. Commander ain't stuffing no fools. You're going to turn him into a nothing. Another engineer over here is going to have a terrible time as well, trying to build some wall sections, but going to run into this guy who's going to get a second kill and a rank of veterancy actually. Once he kills that engineer there, boomski. Oh no, doesn't get a rank of veterancy. I thought it was something else. Anyway, that's fine. It's going to focus on another engineer. These guys assisting each other? I think he's assisting, but he's just having a random old time running around and gonna keep on going. An Aurora did pop out. Oh no, finally got tagged. Might have been a reclaim or a shot from that guy. Nope, shot from that guy. Did take him down, so nothing further. But now we have a harassing tier 1 bomber coming out here from Eris, and that is gonna pick up a clump of 3 engineers, so pays us for itself in 1 bomb Ahoy, gonna swing over this direction. There's a bit some more scouting, some more engineers waiting for some payload to the face. Gets a 4th kill. That guy just about walks into the napalm, because hey, why not? Napalm is fun. Gonna swing back up this direction. Looks like doing a bit of retreat. Maybe gonna throw some damage down upon these ground units. Wouldn't be a bad idea just to soften those, because they are running into some problems up there. Not much on the ground to stop them, but some good lot of dodging, and the napalm just burns a bit of the ground, because hey, fuck the ground, eh? Why not? Get the fuck the ground out nice and early. And this guy is the one who did it. 4 kills, trying to find another target, and if I keep sitting still, it's going to carry on. Counter bomber coming in from Jimjack, gets a bomb away, damages mass extractor, but there was an anti-air in there, so it's going to keep that bomber down to the single shot. This guy's still floating around, got 5 kills to his name now. Trying to find something else to go for. Radar would be the ideal target. In fact, that's what it goes for. Going to kill the radar off, but that is the last thing it does. Still handy though. Although if I was somebody else, I'd take this engineer and pop a radar down straight away to get that intel back. Okay. So it looks like that might actually be it for the early aggression. Just have a quick nosy around the map, and people are doing not much else. Not much else for early aggression, not a lot of that. We have a naval factory already, so just is going for the naval thing. Why not? If he can keep it alive, he can get T2 on there, and being Seraphim, he will actually be able to get those nasty TAC missiles on the roll. And speaking of things on the roll, here comes a band of units from Lord Fella. He's got the T1 spam, and he's got the target in sight, which just happens to be everything in this direction. However, they will run into a commander, because White Rose is there with his comm, and he's got some units and he's got some build power. He should be alright to repel this. Unless... nope, he's all the way back here. Lord Fella is not committing to this, just got some units up holding a bracing section there, which gives White Rose a bit of time to bring some more in. This direction we have some engineers walking the range of some Mantis. They were doing a reclaim thing, but that's not good for their health, and Jimjack is about to finish off his upgrade. What was it? Gun? Probably gun? It was gun. There we go. He's got gun. Good to go. This direction, and his Lord Fella getting squeezed between 2 items here. Looks like he might have been wanting to try and push, but there's a commander in front, there's units in front, and extra units off to the side there. Not a good place to sit. Lord Fella starts on a gun upgrade. Why not? He's got the extra Hydro, I think. Yeah, he's got 1 Hydra there. He's picked up that Hydra there, so he's got the energy income absolutely easy. And he gets that gun upgrade, will make light work of any Auroras, helps the extra range. But speaking of Auroras, here's some more. They're doing a bit of floating styles, and they're just going to putt their way across the water towards this factory, which has gone straight for T2. So not even trying to slap out any defensive frigates or anything, straight to T2 on the factory, and well, that is interesting. Not even going to pretend with anything else, just going to go straight towards that. Some units over here, a whole swarm of Zoes. These Auroras can't sit still. In fact, they're going to fall back, because why not? Over this direction, and just some NTs flying overhead, nothing too dramatic happening there. On the right hand side, we have another upgrade going down here for Chizza. He's got the gun upgrade, and he's now going for nano repair. So going for a bit of a gun comm on the right hand side. He's got gun comm over there. He's got a swarm of Zoes down here, and he's about to get T2 Navy. I wonder what's going to come out first. Will it be a destroyer, or will it be a cruiser? We'll have to wait and find out, because he's not giving us any hints. But here we go. A very common tactic on Canis. You get your commander, you get some gun upgrades, and you have him pop in and out of the water. Pops out, kills some units, wanders back in, you can't shoot him, and things like this happen, just carving through those units. 11 kills, 12 kills very shortly. He's got overcharge as well. This direction we see Jimjack getting pushed from the side and from the middle. He has to choose one avenue to defend. Really, it should be Caliber over here dealing with this, because Jimjack is trying to 2v1 at the moment, needs some kind of support and help. And speaking of support and help, nope, that is just about done, and I think that is a destroyer. No, I think it's cruiser. I'm not very good with the Seraphim icons on the factory, so we'll figure that out shortly. But this is a problem. We have Morisco, and his gun comm can pop in and out of the water, have some fun. Speaking of gun comms though, down this direction it is Fruitman Steve. He's also got an Aeon gun comm, and he's going to can do very similar, can just carve up all this T1 at leisure. all the outranging that you could imagine, and in comes a Janus. Janus is like, no, you don't get to build a factory, but this is going to need some kind of support to get us was trying to build. So much death and destruction though. How many kills is that? 7 kills with a single pass. We're a lot of T1 engineers, of course, and goes straight back into building. I'm pretty sure it's cruiser, actually. Pretty sure it's cruiser. But now going to focus down on Jim Jack's command. This is the wrong idea. I should have stayed on the factory. That Janus is going to get some extra pain from some interceptors. I don't think it's going to survive. Actually, it might get away. Some defending entities turning on up. These two guys having to go at each other. It is Jim Jack. He is outranged by Moresco, so he has to be really careful on there and needs to keep his distance, or he will be punished for it. And here we go though, these guys now engaging with units as well. Caliber does have T2, he's got some rhinos up there, they're going to be very handy at cleaning out the units. Jim Jack needs to fall away from the push of Moresco, plus the old hover push coming on in. That's not very good for your health or anything that's going on. He has some support coming in though, some of his own mantis things. Jim Jack is on the falling back, he's half dead, and he's got to be very wary of Moresco's comm there. Caliber also needs to be careful because he has no upgrades whatsoever, and anything that, if he gets in range of Moresco, he's going to have a terrible time. And in come Janus, 2 more Janus, and some Northers coming over. Oh, Jim Jack, you need to dodge. A lot of pain coming his direction. Ooh, down into the other 3,000 health. There are Nothers around. There is a Janus doing a thing. It's circling, going to die. Nothers swinging back for another run, and Jim Jack is, oh dear, Jim Jack is done. I think Moresco got in range as well. Threw an overcharge, but it took off a bunch of his health. Nothers finishing the job there. Bomb onto the head, and Jim Jack J is ejected from the game. First ejection before 11 minutes, and we're about to find out if it's full share or not. Not full share. There's going to be a big gap here with a bunch of reclaim to grab, and Caliber is on the fleeing side of things. It is not full share, so that is also a problem. But on the left hand side, we see there's a rampage coming from Lord Fowler. He has a nano gun comm of his own, and add in the units he's got behind there, he should be able to cause some issues on this front. Plenty of health in that kind. There are a few T2PD in there, but of course T2PD have less DPS than T1, and once they're in their face, if he can get that shield to drop, he will be able to bonus and overcharge those all day, every day. Running out of units though, there's quite a few here which will be able to push back, so Lord Fowler needs to be a little bit careful on that front. Gets under the shield though, and there we go, focuses down the shield gen. Now he's happy, and he can work on the Cerberus strikes, but he has absolutely no units left and needs to now consider running away at a rapid rate of knots because he's got no support. All the way back here, he's got to keep on dropping under 9,000 health, well down into the yellow, trying to take out the point defense. Another overcharge will do well for that thing. Looks like it's going to be the final. Oh, the overcharge doesn't go towards this, and I think Lord Fowler's going to be okay on that. He's dropping back and being alright over this direction though. There we go, we have a big push in the middle because cruiser is done. There we go, we have a cruiser out here from Chizza, and that's going to start doing cruiser things to anything in this region. Those tech missiles are going to drop down, kill things off. There is a couple of T2 engineers though, they're going to work on a Cerberus turret. They want to let that finish, and the cruiser's going to have some fun. Back on the left, just double check, and there we go, Lord Fowler is fine. 35 kills, 2 ranks of veterancy, and that regen will kick right on in thanks to both of those actions. Okay. Base has been picked up, reclaim has been claimed, cruiser is having fun, and another one is on the way. And we're just going to see what a cruiser can do to all of this. Going to be very difficult to push it. Trying to put down a tech defense, that's going to be very, very handy for slowing that down. And thanks to the stealth generator, we've got no idea it's being built. Still, you're going to have to keep building more and more and more tech defense to slow this kind of thing down. 1 will be okay, 2 will be better, and Aeon will be even greater. Mix them all together, can have a good time. Good time. Alright, looks like the 1 is fast enough to stop the single cruiser. So it's going to be 1 tech defense per cruiser, but there's going to be more coming off the production line. The question is how many can go. Back in the middle we see the T2 army here from Caliber is taking on all of these T1 belonging to Liebers, who's like, yeah, no, let's not go near that. But is this another push from Lord Fowler? I think it might be. His commander is walking up again, regen to almost back up to full health. Going to go say hello to this in this lovely poor turret. 4-point defense sees his commander looming over the background and is busy shooting the ground. Really despises that particular spot of the ground, and as the comm walks over the ridge, you're going to see him open up on this point defense soon. There we go. Overcharge first, going to hit the wall. That poor wall gets overcharged, nothing doing. And now he's got free reign just to blap that PD out of existence. One down, and we have 2 to go. This one's shooting the ground as well. I imagine if they were paying attention and had changed the direction of that point defense to actually shoot the commander, it would be a different story. But the lay of the land is just doing terrible things for levers, unfortunately. And his commander's going to need to be careful about standing there, especially with this comm and a bunch of units coming over. But back on the right hand side, there are now 2 cruisers out. They're having some fun. There's a commander out in the water. That's Chizza. He's supporting his cruisers with his commander, and as long as he can do that and keep these guys off. But Moresco's there with his comm as well. Double gun shield comm. Not good for your health. These 2 cruisers, their lifespan is limited because with Moresco coming in, with the hopper coming in, there's going to be some extra damage coming out that way. Coming over though is Foodman Steve. He's got an Aeon shield comm as well, and he's looking to maybe help clean up some of these units. They sit still, they're going to eat Zui fire, and they're going to eat command fire. That's not going to be great for their health, but the Zuis in particular are going to do their thing. Moresco, Foodman, and Chizza all in the same area could be dangerous for Moresco because he is by his lonesome, and the units are going to kill off the cruisers, stay alive. They can start going for Patman. He's over here with his commander. He's trying to put down some TMD. He's got gun, he's got T2, and he's got a shield, so he's a chunky commander in his own right. He's got 4 comms over here battling it out. Just a quick check over on the left hand side, and yeah, this Lord fella's going to be okay, maybe. Because those are Nothers over here. Could we see another air snipe? He's going to have some issues. 10,000 health, he's okay for now. Over in this direction though, it is, yep, absolutely. The cruisers have been overcharged by Moresco's comp. He's now 4 ranks of veterans. He's very chunky indeed. Shield is holding strong on Patman for the moment. 2 comms in his face. Chizza is trying to pick off all those tier 1 artilleries. Things go a wee bit quiet over there. This direction is Lord Falla. He does have had Nother issues. That Nother is dead. Upgrade going down on Space Cat. No, not an upgrade. He's got Tech Missile and he's been using that to go kill stuff. Cheeky. Tech Missile from underwater. There's actually another tech launcher here with 2 missiles in it. That could be used to kill some stuff off. But there goes the attack from the commander, and well, he's got 1 kill, but now there's TMD everywhere. He's not going to get too much else done. Over the side we see it is Foodman having to go at Patman. Foodman and Patman having to go to each other. Foodman's going to fall back though. He's got a unit of support. Not good for his health. Over this direction it is Moresco still doing commandery things. Still killing off units, and Chizza trying to get all up and close and into that, while Calibur's doing a reclaim mission with his commander. That is, well, he's putting it into his coffers. As long as he can make use of it, why not? Zui's trying to do Zui things, but that outranges them, or at least has the same range as them, so not so bad there. Nother comes on and overhead, why not? Nother for a Nother. Not going to get much done though. There's a lot of anti-air on the ground. Takes a huge chunk of the damage. It's going to get another bomb away. Perhaps commander gets bumped by units and does take that right into the back. The shield is not particularly peaky at the moment. Doesn't want to get caught out like that. And Moresco might be caught out here. He is all by his lonesome. They can take out the units. They can hammer the commander, but he'll be able to get back into the water pretty easily. Shouldn't be too much of a drama over there. This direction it is Foodman still taking away of these units. Patman's coming over as well. Foodman will be able to take some extra damage on there. Moresco, his shield is just about out, but of course he can just duck into the water at any time and be perfectly safe. Another cruiser is being built. It's almost done there. It's going to start lobbing us tech damage back off in this direction again. Left hand side we see Lord Falla's regen back up to full. He's retreated in the face of the air snipe that was coming his direction. What is going on here? We have T3 as Rick is rolled off the production line for Caliber, so that is going to be a very nasty thing to try and deal with. The shield is gone for Moresco. Caliber stops to reclaim, whilst a destroyer has come off the production line, and that's going to be very handy for stopping all the hover. I'm hearing more bombers, and that is a T2 spam on Foodman. That's a bunch of Janus trying to burn him into nothingness, down into the yellow. But there's lots of air overhead coming in there from Comrade Benno, and also his own air as well. Some T3 ASF still going to clean up those Janus, no problem, but they might get a kill. Yep, they do. They rock out a T2 mass extractor there. Don't know if that was worth it. Don't know if it was worth it, but it's what they did. Alrighty, checking out the middle section, and Chizza is just... he's fine. He's just walking his way forward. He is killing what he can kill with the support of the destroyer behind him. Anything that gets too close gets some extra beams to the face, just like that. But the destroyer has to be careful. The commander can overcharge him. That's going to be a bad thing. Destroyer decides he doesn't like that particular piece of the ground, gets some shots off and does not much. He drops back to stay out of range, and Resco needs to be careful. He has two commanders and a destroyer having to go at him. That shield is not going to last. In fact, that shield isn't even up at the moment. He's taking a massive hammering. Shield is just about recharged though. If Pipling's back on, that will be his saviour. Going to be down to the yellow, but the shield will finish up, and that is absolutely going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. But he needs to get into the water to get away from the absolute smashing he is getting right now. Alright, in this direction, these guys, they'll be alright. Oh, no, get underwater before you get overcharged. Destroyer is almost dead. If it goes underwater, hello, tac missile. And it's gonna impact. Yes, it does. There's a TMD there, but it's not enough to stop a command attack. That is Space Cat's been sitting there underwater trying to do his thing. And Morisco does some... he regen back up pretty damn quickly. Here's 5 stars veterancy. That does make a lot of sense. Looks like he got off an overcharge on that destroyer. So plenty of health on there. This direction, this is Foodman. Standing still, getting an upgrade. Must be shield. Must be heavy shield, but that's alright. He's a gun com. He can dish out the damage while standing still. Just got to be careful though, because if he was noticed, he could get bomb sniped, he could get tech sniped, he could have... no, looks like T2ID, I think. Yes, there's T2ID over there, but heavy shield on an Aeon Guncom who has 3 ranks of veterancy. He'll be tough to deal with. But counter Navy coming in from lobbies, he's getting into the Navy game, because why not? Why ever not? Things have been a wee bit static over the left hand side. The question is, what have you been doing, sir? Well, you've been getting T3, that's what you've been doing. And you are starting to rock out the siege tanks as well. So we've got T3 on the ground for Lord Fallon. We have T3 on the ground for Caliber. Those two guys are going ham at that. We have T3 air aplenty over here for Comrade Benno. T3 air for Foodman. Yes, indeed. He's doing most of his action with his commander. T3 air on the way or a Widgeon, and that looks like, yes, that's a strategic missile defense. Have we seen something they haven't? Don't know, but just checking out the Team 1 players. We've got T3 on the ground for Patman, he is fine on there. We have T2 on the ground here for Erikaki. He looks like he's been out of it a little bit. He has got his HQ up the front. If that dies, that's going to be bad news for him. Doesn't want to lose that. Back over here, T3 air indeed for Eris. We have T3 landed a Fat Boy under construction for Moresco, and Harbinger's popping over there. Plenty of T3 air for Space Cat, T3 land for White Rose, and we have T3 land for Lieber. So everybody's in the T3 game, whether it be land or air or even T4, or sometimes with an experimental. This game is ripe for some massive battles. Bricks about to get overwhelmed by a large number of units. There might be T3, but there's T2 mixed in here as well. There's Rhinos, there's plenty of Mantis, there's lots of T1 Arty. They're going to shed health like nobody's business, getting hammered by that. And also now a T2 PD back here. These bricks ain't long for this world, unfortunately. For Caliber, they're going to die in some friendly fire from the T2 Arty down here. Just helps finish that off. Right, factory is gone. That was probably tech missiled by, there is, Space Cat. She's got a couple of kills now, so yes, I believe that was a second tech missile. The single TMD was not enough to stop it. And now we have this pushing on, and it's just T1 though, there should be no dramas whatsoever. In this direction, it is a double pusher. We have Chizza and Foodman, and they have pushed right on up on Patman. And Patman is having some issues now. His shield is not alive at the moment. Yes, it is. Sorry, I take that back. But he is taking a brutal hammering from these two guys. He's got some Percivals down here. They need to swing back around and cause some help. But there's also some Janus over here. They're going to rock straight onto Foodman's com. The heavy shield is very heavy, 2,500 hit points. Is there any air? There is. Foodman comes in with some ASFs. He's going to clean up those right proper. Foodman is trying to get into range of Patman. Patman, however, is falling back towards his Percivals, and you don't want to be anywhere near those as a commander. I do not care if you are a massive gun con with nano and shield and whatnot. Percivals are nothing to be sneezed at, and just have a look at what happens to your health when you get in range of those. Foodman's shield is about to dissipate. That was the heavy shield, and he is now down into his health getting hit, and the Percivals, well, he's going to get away though. Running away is the right choice. So push on the right didn't quite amount to much. T2 Navy is in play for levers. He's like, anything you can do, I can do better. He's going to rock out some destroyers, and those Exodus class destroyers have plenty of range to them. Single brick down here, been killing things off, but now it's got an army in front of it, including a sniper bot. Not going to be great for his health if it gets spotted and starts getting pinged out of range. Got some obsidians in the mix as well. Looks like some Zooies coming over here from Lord Fowler, just as a bit of support group, I would imagine, to help the brick out. But it's all going on the right hand side right now. This whole plateau has been absolutely cleaned out. Plenty of T2PD and Percivals now though, so anything trying to come through this little wee gap here, going to have a terrible time. And speaking of terrible time, so Zooies are dead. They are proper dead. Foodman is back here with his comm. His shield is, I think, is regenerating. Whether it's... yeah, you don't want to stay there. You want to move. Yeah, want to move. Sitting there up front, no support. Yeah, he'd be a dead man. He could be an absolute dead man. You could see an air sniper coming. You could see a tac sniper coming in. Instead, he's just chilling for now. Just chilling for now. Unisp in the middle though, we have that T3 we mentioned for Moresco. There are Harbingers coming on up, and his comm is here as well. The question is, what is there to slow them down? Well, we've got one comm, two comm, and a couple of T2RD up the back here. Probably enough. If it wasn't for Moresco's comm, who is stalling on power. You don't want to be doing that when shields us a giant chunk of your hit points. Looks like he's resolved that power issue though. I really don't want to lose your shield to that. And looks like he's got the heavy shield as well. 2500 health on there. Footman, you need to get your comm into the game over here, son. And he's actually moving, so he'll be okay. These commanders though, they can get some overcharges in. They can knock out the Harbingers. They're the best items to destroy. We see a Whalers over here jumping into the game as well. Foodman's comm is coming back. Some T2PD over here to plink things off from a distance. Should be alright. And comes some more Whalers, and that's going to be should be a cue for Moresco to decide to leave the front lines. Especially as he has just run out of units. The water is your friend. See you later. Double check over the left hand side, and there we go. The first Exodus destroyer is out off the production line, and it's going to start looking at hammering anything it can that gets within range, which is, well, basically all of this. Going to kill off some eco, because why not? Eco is good to kill. Moresco has decided to flee this particular scene because he needs to. Some reclaim to be had. Feels strange to have without my figures there. I can't see the total amounts. Alright, checking out left hand side again, and really this has just been an exercise in eco. Popping up an SMG. Have they seen a nuke? Or is that just preventative? No, there is a nuke. There is a nuke launcher from White Rose. He's focusing that up and wants to try and launch one of those. Big upgrade going down on Space Cat. He's already got the tech launcher. He's got T2, maybe it's T3. We'll check that shortly. We have this fat boy is taking like forever and a day to actually complete. That's right, they've got their own strategic missile defense as well over there. And Calibur's actually put a Monkey Lord. Oh lordy. Monkey Lord. There we go. That is ready to do some extra damage because there's not much on the ground that could stop it right now. Over in this direction we see there is some mobile T3 artillery that's having fun lapping these guys who are sitting there chilling. Chiz is there with his commander as well. Fully ranked up, but not much else. He's got one gun, one nano, so he's got 20,000 hit points, so he's kind of sturdy. But aside from that, doesn't have a heck of a lot. And these guys are just having a grand old time killing everything away. But Comrade Benno, he's finished a Monkey Lord as well, so that's now 2 Monkey Lords for team number 2. And what have they got to slow those down? The answer is not a heck of a lot. Checking for any kind of experimental or ground force that these guys can bring to bear against them, and there's not much at all. You could see a commander maybe try and do something at a distance, but that won't go great for his health. Got some whalers over here that won't have their go. Perhaps they could have a go at these Exodus class destroyers that are just enjoying themselves. 6 kills and 25 kills for that guy. Having a grand old time. The whalers do turn up, but they're not going for the destroyers, they're going for Moresco. Moresco here with his comm. He has got shields, of course, some nice heavy shields. He could rock into the water quite happily, but he's deciding instead to run for his shielding back here. He's got some mobile shields as well, and some anti-air. Okay, he's going to be fine. Plenty of shields around him now, and of course, you know, Redeemers, Sams, and the guys do get knocked out. Working on a Galactic Colossus, 40% done, but the monkeys... I thought there were monkeys. There it is. Monkey over on the left hand side is wading his way through the forward base belonging to lobbies, and that's just going to be all up in just all kinds of pain and misfortune. Monkey maybe wants to think about turning and taking out these, although the destroyers are probably faster in the water than the monkey can walk, so the monkey's going to carry on, decides, nah, I'll just get out of range of these guys. Going to move through and look at destroying everything here. A nice eco section here for Space Cat. That'll be nice. He's got T3 mexes, he's got T3 power, and he did have some mass fabs playing. That's going to be quite a significant loss of eco for that. 193 mass and gum. Each of these is 24 or 27. He's losing 3 of those, and he's going to lose a whole chunk of his income. There we go. Look at it just despair. Sad times for that monkey is getting work done. Back in this direction, switching over here, this monkey from Comrade Benno is doing his thing. How far away is that GC? Oh, it's not very close at all. He's going to need some kind of resistance because that monkey is going to get in here and going to start wreaking some havoc. These guys look to have fallen back with their commanders. They're like, okay, experimental days, there's no reason why we should be up front anymore, but also hiding in the water. Okay, I hear strats. Yep, strats are going for the monkey. A good choice. Strats, well, monkey can't really fight back against strats, but it's going to come out of the water and start wrecking Lever's base. Another monkey has been rushed up on White Rose. It is just about done. And there we go, monkey's up, and it can now start countering this monkey here. It is quite heavily damaged. Thanks to the strats and thanks to everything else, it's going to murder Lever's main base, so maybe it could focus down on the land factory. Perhaps not. Going to look at Walking Forward. Going to run into this monkey here belonging to White Rose, and it's having a difficult time trying to shoot it. It's not using its main gun because it's too close. There we go. Finally opens up, and that is going to be the end of that monkey. Does kill off a single T3 PGen, just the one though. Fortunately for White Rose, it didn't keep walking. It could have focused that strategic missile launcher down, which is 90% loaded. That would have been a heck of a thing to lose at that particular point of the battle. But held on that front. Okay, in this direction, monkey has been handed over to Chizza. I believe that's been handed over because the orange one has disappeared and that's now blue. And it has decided to take care of the navy. Because hey, why not? The laser is just above the water. I say just above, it's quite easily above the water. Monkey's too big to hide, and it's just going to cruise on through and destroy that factory. Nice and handy. There we go. No more navy. Some strap bombers though, they're going to get picked off as they swing over one by one. This monkey has to be a bit careful, can't really move too far. It's got a counter monkey in front of it, it's got a fat boy over here having to go, and it's got all this T3 in this direction, so I think this guy needs to run away. How close is that GC to being done? 75%, it is nearly there. White Rose says, am loaded. And he is loaded. That nuke is ready to go. Find yourself a target, sir. Find something to kill. Not over here, though, please, because that SMD is loaded. This SMD is loaded. There's no SMD here, though. This might be a target. Let's just see how much Lord Valor's covers. Okay, he could edge nuke to, like, say, here. Maybe kill off a bunch of things there at that particular point. But aside from that, not much doing. Monkey trying to run away from, well, hover. I think more is running away from the strats. And being heavily damaged, they don't want it to die in enemy territory because that would just be a mass donation. So they, yeah, they fall back. have a joy. Plenty of air to be had. Let's have a check on the air count. Looks like very much in the favour of team number 2 actually. We have 15 ASF out for Lord, just a few there for that. We have 40 out for Foodman, and I think that's all the air. Oh no, sorry. Red Bino. He's got some as well. And there's the nuke. Where is it going for? Is it a good nuke or is it a bad nuke? It is going for the left hand side. Wants to take out Lord Fella's base, but buddy, did you scout? I don't think he did. I don't think he scouted. I don't think he knows it's there. No, they haven't scouted. The tag is there. Do they have anti-nuke? The answer is yes. He has anti-nuke, and that's not going to get anywhere. Shot down. Alright, so I think the count was approximately 50 ASS for team number 2. That's team number 1 got. 20 odd there for Eris. We have a handful, 13 there for Space Cat. I don't see anybody else with air, so the air game is definitely in the hands of team number 2, but pushed down the right hand side and a big push as well. I say big push, but actually that's just a whole ton of T1 units. They've just rampaged their way through. And whether they can kill off this T3 HQ is a good question. There's some Percivals in the mix in there. Well, they're overkilling basically. I mean, look at that. 3 units clumped together, a single shot only kills one of them. They might be able to kill the HQ, and if they do, that's just going to be a pain in the buttocks, because it's going to be a while before Widget is actually going to be able to rebuild. There we go, the HQ is down. I don't believe he's got anything left. He doesn't have another HQ back here, does he? No, he's got an air HQ. But no land, that's all he had. I saw Fat Boy doing Fat Boy things. There it is. It is having to go at a T2 artillery battery, and with the Fat Boy surprise, it's actually doing pretty well. So T2 artillery is a good counter to the Fat Boys. Mass for mass, they will absolutely destroy it. But if the Fat Boy manages to get in range and be... Oh my. T1 bomber spam. Look at the bombs, ahoy! And that Fat Boy's going to have a bad time. Crunch! Oh dear. T1 bomber spam just absolutely obliterated that Fat Boy. Of course, they don't get much more done because, well, they're T1 and they're going to get hoovered by these ASFs belonging to Eris. But that is a bad engage from Eris. He just threw away his air in order to try and knock some T1 bombers out of the sky, and he has nothing left. That was all his ASF. I think everybody else needs to get into that fight now as well. Right hand side has been condensed up. We have a GC and a Yathota, but a satellite going overhead, but 2 monkeys. So 4 experimentals here for team number 2. 1 chicken, 1 GC, 2 monkeys, and this monkey is running away, as it kind of maybe needs to do, although turning around now would be a great idea. Could look at sweeping in and doing some extra damage to this monkey. T2PD is down, and a horde of Percivals. And just look what Percivals do to a monkey. They absolutely thrash it. There were 2 monkeys there a moment ago. Now there's just 2 wrecks, and they're all good for the mass. Sniper bots supporting the GC. We have some whalers coming in as well. We've got ASS walking up behind those. And this is a giant push on the right hand side. The chicken also walking straight into Pat Manny's base. Pat Manny's decided, I don't want any of that. His commander is retreating in the face of it. Percivals, though, they can do some decent damage against a Yathota if they focus it. And if they focus it, indeed, it is not being focused, so the Percivals are just kind of walking past. The monkey has turned up here, though. That's going to be some extra damage that the Yathota probably doesn't want. It looks like it's going to turn and face, although it's going to make the monkey fuck the ground from the angle it's going for. Monkey's going to chase it, and Percivals are chasing. They don't want that chicken to get away back in this direction. The GC is having a field day with T2PD. Just simply not much they can do, but that's a lot of stress. And they are going for Pat Manny. The air game is well in the hand of team number 2. The shield's going to drop. He's going to take a bundle of bombs, but personal shield here to save the day. Stays alive for now. Needs to think about running for this shield, perhaps trying to get under there. Twisting, dodging, turning, but I think they were Cybern bombers. Yes, they were. There's no dodging Cybern bombs, and there's too many. He's going to take a bunch more. And there's Pat Man out of the game. Strat snipe coming in from Foodman. He had a Novax. He'd stopped all these 4 experimentals with 1 and Percival's. They had done such a great job to stop that push, and there's so much mass. So much mass waiting to be scooped, but Pat Manny is out of the game. All of everything he's got dies. I don't know what he was trying to zap over this direction. I'm trying to zap Foodman. This Foodman's on an upgrade. Looks like he's dished the gun. He's going for something else. It's not full share, Pat Manny. No, it's not, my friend. I'm very sorry, but it's not full share. All of your eco, all of your units, all your production is just gone into wrecks, and that is going to be maybe not so much of an issue. Checking out this section, there's a GC out from levers. Looks like it's cleaned up house over here. Defending monkey. There was another monkey there. That one has died. Nuke is popping out here from White Rose, and where's it going for? Going for right there, and Chizza was there with his commander. I say was because he's running like a little bitch, and you know, he might have a commander, but his commander can't face tank and nuke. Sorry, maybe if it was a sub nuke, but that strays just into range of this SMD anyway. That had to be right on the border because that nuke was heading in a downwards direction. Must have been like just there, so just in range. Still close though. And as a matter of fact, I wonder if they can see the nuke past it over this side. Is there another SMD over here? No, there is not. They actually could, if they scouted that, they know where the SMD is, which they haven't scouted. They could see this would be the only SMD, and the range of that SMD is there, so they could actually nuke each nuke past, obliterate this Tsar going up, maybe even catch Widgeon while they were at it. Alright, left hand side we see there's a crab chasing down a GC. GC is like, yep, nope, don't want any of that. Understandably, it has to run. It's already half dead, and the crab is just ready to hammer down the damage. As long as that GC stays at range, stays running away, it should be alright. If it can get some support, it will be okay. Crab is very healthy though, and ready to wreak some mayhem over there. Back on the right hand side, just checking out here, the ASF's decided to land while the T2 artillery has a go stuff. And that's what the T2 artillery is sitting. Or this T1. T1 pain. Alrighty, what is next up planned for team number 1 is the question. The nuke is not working. There's been 2 wasted launches so far. They have not connected with anything but strategic missile defenses. Not great for their health, so lots of eco going down. We have plenty of assistance on the air grids. All assistance, another GC going up. I do hear one stomping around there, but this one coming back to be defensive. Looking healthy on that front. Another one getting built there by Resco is going alright. We have some broadswords coming in. Not sure what their plan was. If their plan was to get shot down, they've done a fantastic job of it, because the SAMs are just having a field day. Nothing much they can do on that. I don't see anything else they could have been going for. Broadswords, big, slow, and dead. Not a good place to have an air fight either. Foodman Steve's air is, I don't know what he's protecting, but he's lost it all. Big air wing, Space Cats into the air game in a big way, and I think that has just handed the air right over to team number 1. And these strats from Caliber decide we don't want any of that. They have dropped right on back and not gone any further. Quick count of what we got. We have 26 in the air from Eris. We have 55 from Space Cat. Space Cat in the big way. And he's actually got a bunch of strats as well. So there's a crab here which is about to enjoy strategic bomber payloads. Not good for your health. Single pass, and it is lost nearly a quarter of his health just right like that. GC is coming in as well. Crab needs to stop and consider killing off all of this. Especially needs to consider killing off that. Bricks are pushing up to the right hand side. They're going to run afoul of yet another GC over this direction though. And that crab is not having a good day. Trying to walk backwards to get away from things, but it's got this GC bearing down upon it. It's got strategic bombers loitering overhead there, hammering it away. Not going to survive too much longer with that. Actually, it's going to be a close one. The GC might... No, GC needs assistance. It is going to die otherwise, though. Another couple of blasts. The crab will survive. It can run away. This GC needed to keep moving and to help clean the crab up. It's going to take some firepower now. Crab gets a rank of illiteracy, it's going to survive a little bit longer. Stress over here to doing their thing, but there's plenty of health in this GC. It is going to be able to kill the crab. On the left hand side, nothing doing really. Crab dies in the water. GC is here. It has cleaned up the mess. Over on the right hand side, a monkey is doing monkey things. It is hoovering up a whole bunch of zooies, taking a huge hammering while it does so. Looks like a satellite floating overhead from Chizza, but the big damage item is the Tsar. It is going to turn the monkey into nothing. SCFs do come in from Space Cat. They don't want that Tsar to survive, and nobody wants that Tsar to survive actually. That's Eris jumping in on the bandwagon as well. Tsar's shields are down. It's going to die in a moment. So much air overhead. Down it goes. Going to crash into the ground. Not going to kill much except maybe a few Zooies. But still, that Tsar did not survive very long at all. There's another monkey ready to go. In fact, it is walking on down. I wonder if they've got to stop that. They've got a few sniper bots over here. They've got a satellite overhead. Could focus down on it perhaps. There we go. Some T2 PD, but more importantly, it's a Fat Boy. Fat Boy can rock out some damage perhaps on that Monkey Lord if it gets spotted. Air is hanging around from Space Cat. Not too sure on the reasoning behind that. I don't see some SAMs over here, so they might have some issues with that, but the Fat Boy is now opened up on the monkey. Look at it get absolutely hammered. Satellites overhead. T2PD trying to do its thing. Monkeys getting pinged on. Whalers and Warthogs are rocking in as well, and this monkey won't be too long for this well. I'm going to say goodbye to him in a moment. He's going to die. Some bouncers up behind. They're going to take care of these gunships as they do. Fat Boy will take care of those guys, so they have decided to run away. Alright. What's this though? Double monkey in the middle, and I think they're just there to protect the wrecks actually. They've got engineers just trying to take as much as possible. They are scooping up for all they are worth. Another GC just about done. Over this direction, T3 artillery has been started for White Rose. So, not content to do long range missile snipes with the nuke launcher, he's decided I'm going to do a T3 RT as well. Fair enough. Checking out what have Team 2 got on the cards. Well, for them it's satellite spam. 1, 2, 3 and 4th Novak's planned out here for Chizza. Boomman Steve is still the only one with a... Oh, hello. There's T3 artillery from somewhere already. T3 RT about to be done for this. So who's got T3 RT? There it is back there. No, that's not completed. Where is it? I saw the shells come in. Somebody's got T3 artillery. Oh, that is there. Sorry, I mistook that. Why did I mistake that for not an artillery? It is an arty. Second one is being built. So, Moresco, jumping into the long-range T4 game, T3 RT game, gets his out first, and he is hammered. Food Man's air grid. That is not good for your health. I think they took his... Nope, the HQ is over there. Survives just for now, but more shells going to rain on down, and if they kill off all of this, it's going to be terrible times. Terrible times indeed. What is he working on? He's not working on air. He kind of is, but what else is he doing? An excellent question. At the moment, he's just... Oh dear, there goes his HQ. There goes his HQ and all the power that was going to it as well. He's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T3 Pigeons and 6 T3 Air HQs, sorry, air factories, plus this mass extractor over there. Not a good time. If you're Food Man, single artillery here from Comrade Benno is trying to counter back. Is it shooting the right thing? It is shooting the right thing. But there's so many shields over this. It's going to survive quite a time unless these satellites come on over and join in the party, which is exactly what they're doing. So some extra support from the satellites, those plus the T3 RD that Comrade Benno is firing, and that should hopefully be enough for Team 2 to get through the shields. Else they're going to struggle. T3 RT a long way off being completed by White Rose. Caliber's built another experimental. And here's strats. Wow. I bet those engineers felt special. They just got absolutely blissed by these strap bombers. A bit of an air posture comes in. Aris thinks about diving in on that, but decides otherwise because Lord Fella, Foodman, Caliber, Comrade Beno, they're all in the air game. There's plenty of ASFs around to protect anything that decides to come over. But look at the size of Lord Fella's base. He has lots, and he has lots of teleport defense as well, because why not? He's got the one strategic missile defense though, just the one. If it dies, he will be completely unprotected. Completely. I'm struggling to see if he has anything else, but no, he doesn't. If it dies, he would be absolutely nukable. What's going on over this direction though? Shields, shields, and more shields. Oh, that's a bit of a loss. Going to be careful because that's SMD. Is that the only one they've got? I think it might be. That may be the only missile defense they've got over here. I'm looking for another one, but I'm not seeing one. And if this goes down, then Team 2 is not going to have a nuke defense for this entire area, and it will just be nukeable. That is completely exposed. Is there any shields that could even blink on to protect it? This one maybe will be in range. This one needs to get built pronto. If that dies, where's the next shell coming down from? There it is. Is it going to land? Inaccurately. The shields just blink on. That shot, if it was slightly more accurate, if it had have hit the SMD, that is literally the only SMD I can see. There's another one over here, sorry, but that would have left all of this exposed. I'm not seeing any other SMD. White certainly, it does have one. Sorry, I couldn't see it. I was looking and looking and I didn't even see it back there. I was mostly looking for one from blue because anyway, the nuke survives. I don't think it covers that much, that one there. Well, covers enough. Covers enough. So, no, you couldn't have gotten through for it. Alright, checking back up this direction, and Maresco is there with his comm chilling out in the open. Over this direction, yeah, there's lots of assistance going back down on there, and is that a second T3 Arty? Nope, just the one, but big push coming over on the left hand side. All these units belonging to Lord Fella have said, we're bored, we're going to go for a wander, and we're just going to clean up this entire section. Good for them, they've had some fun. Back on the right hand side, we've got a push coming over here from Irakaki. He's got lots of units on the ground, lots of anti-air as well, trying to encourage the airfight over these bounces, and that's going to mean a lot of units lost for team number 2. Was that a distraction? I'm hearing Strats. It might have been a distraction. Actually, Strap bombers have turned up on the left hand side from Space Cat, trying to take care of this army here, but he's got anti-air in the mix as well. And speaking of anti-air, some broadswords coming in from Wedgend, and they are looking at taking out all the bounces, but there's so many of them, and the air is in play. There's a Soul Ripper here from Comrade Beno. It's going to get nothing done. 2 kills to his name. Oh, that is unfortunate. It gets absolutely nothing done. Strats are having a field day on somebody. They're having a field day on Maresco. All the air's coming over here. Down he goes. Maresco, while the air was distracted, gets sniped out by Lord Fella. He takes down Maresco, and that is a huge loss because that's a T3RD back over here. That's this point. Oh no, and the base and all the eco, everything Maresco had, it's going to go pop. He even had the SMD. I don't think it matters. I don't think Team 2 have a nuke, but it's not full share. And just look at everything that died. Sudden giant vacuum of everything over there. Strats are still getting work done on this force in this direction. Oh, there's a GC, there's a couple of monkeys, there's not that much going on. Speaking of Strasser, they're having to go with that GC. But air comes over here from Space Cat. That was a massive, massive blow to team number 1, particularly because he had the T3 Archer over here that was well shielded and getting work done. So close. Was making progress, but now what's next? Laser has been started for Irakaki. He's like, I don't know what to do now. I'm going to laser. I'm Cybrin. Why not? That is a giant gap, and now the T3 artillery that belongs to Comrade Beno, he has still just the one for now. Second one is about 2/3 done. No other RT in play, just that one is steady, but one's enough to cause some issues for team number 1. Almost done with their own T3 RD. White Rose is about to complete, but the satellites overhead are going to be a problem, especially if they focus on an item along with the T3 belonging to Benno. One T3 RD done, the second T3 RD along the way. There we go though, the shells are landing and the shields are not, they're just straight up not having a good time. The satellites are there and the shields drop. It's the only shield that's actually covering any of that, and the P-Gen goes down and then the artillery shell lands right after the shields blink. That is 1, 2, 3 P-Gens gone, shields are gone, that's gone. RT's going to be focused on now, kill off this P-Gen. Is that going to be the nuke launcher gone? Yes it is, before it can get off a final launch. And White Rose's base has been scrapped. Absolutely out of power. Erikaki has finished the laser on his commander. Does he have anything else? No, he doesn't. Doesn't have teleport. He's just got laser, but now going on here we have, no, it's a ping command, an attack command, not anything else, just Lieber's chilling with his comm at that point. The satellites, there's 3 of them now, getting work done here in conjunction with the T3 artillery. It's not looking great for Team 1's base. All the action is happening up in this direction. More shells landing, more shells going to drop in a moment. Lots of experimentals are being completed by Team number 2. Got 3 monkeys chilling in the middle over there. We have more strats piling up here for Lord Farah. We have 2 RT, second RT is complete there for Comrade Benno. It's going to hammer down some rounds as well. Got some experimentals, got a donut being built over here. 2 fat boys waiting in reserve. And we're just going to watch these shells come crumping down upon Team 1's base and the destruction begins. More shells landing, more P-Gens dying, things are going to explode, there's going to be wreckage all over the place. All sorts of reclaim to be had, but waiting for extra shells landing and destroying the reclaim as well. What is the play here? Well, the play is not a heck of a lot. Big chain reaction from all those T3 P-Gens on the air grid has gone down, and now Space Gas being focused. His commander is not looking particularly healthy. Any shields around to his system? No, there are not. Standing out in the open. That must be a teleporter upgrade, but this is going to be Space Cat. Moves a little bit too late. I don't think he's going to make the shield. Indeed he doesn't. Space Cat pops out. It is satellite death for him, and that means all of this is going to go pop. It's going to leave White Rose exposed in the middle of nowhere. It is going to be Erikaki trying to get the upgrade done, but he doesn't even have the shields yet. Sorry, doesn't have the teleport yet. These shields are all going to pop because, well, Space Cat is dead. It's not full share. Pop goes everything. Mass explosions all over. T3 P-Gens go boom. And Erikaki goes boom, and suddenly it is just a collapse of everything. White Rose goes pop, and this is going to leave all of 2 people, yes indeed 2 people left for Team number 1. All of this is about to pop. There are some monkeys getting some work done here against other monkeys, as well as a bunch of ground units, but it's all going to go bang, and suddenly it is just Paris, who has, what, 1 shield, 3 satellites and a T3 RD hammering him, and then over here it is Lieber's. All by his lonesome won't be too much longer. He's pushing back on the left hand side there. He has a couple of GCs, got a bunch of Harbingers. Yeah, we're going to get to work on here, but Strat Bomber's going to say nay to that. Massive death on there. Aris is out of the game, and now it is just Lieber's. Is he going to loiter around to the end, or is he going to control K? Is the question. Strats take a wildly bad turn. There's a whole lot of SAMs around there. These GCs have done great work. They killed off that entire army with the support of the Harbingers. They're going to keep walking, but I don't think they're going to get a chance to get anything meaningful done, because in teleports Caliber, he's like, oh, I'll telemaze. If you guys ain't going to telemaze, I'm gonna. And why not have a bit of fun then? I don't know if he's going to get out of that alive though. These T2PD are going to smack him down. Yes indeed, he gets the kill but dies in the process. And there we have a Big old Canis mayhem.